Yo, what's up with y'all, man? I hope you're doing good. If you're new and you're a fan of the NBA, subscribe to this channel. So let's get straight into it.
It's like it's Minute Maid, hijack 4, renegade, 24, number 8, Kobe shit fade away, ballin' since 11th grade, still in school, let him hate.
Okay, so look, I promise you it's not what it looks like. I kind of lied right there. Okay, it is what it looks like. I can explain though. You see, at the time I thought that I didn't have to make another mock draft because it was over. I thought I didn't have much else to say about it. But since that point of time, things have changed. Views have shifted and also opinions have swayed. Now newer deals and the idea of multiple teams making a trade happen has been in fact played with. Now this draft has been one of the more complex drafts in recent history because it feels like it's pretty much an even playing field and a lot of these prospects are relatively on the same tier. Almost none of them are stunningly better than the other in this year's lottery. There's no hierarchy, no clear 1, 2, or 3 option, and these scouts are just lost as hell. Nobody really knows what these teams have in store come that faithful night of November 18th. In last year's draft, I'm pretty sure we can all agree, it was clear as day who was going number 1, number 2, and number 3. And the year after that, or before that, actually, my bad, I'm getting better with this off the dome stuff, but the year before that, it was clear as day too, just about. We all at least knew that DeAndre Ayton was going number 1 and Luka Doncic was falling to 2 and 3. And the same exact thing could and should be said about the 2017 NBA draft. So here's another run of these mock draft schematics. I don't really know if I use that word in the right context, but I'm not gonna lie and you really shouldn't lie either. That came out of my mouth pretty smooth and I really like the sound of it. Something else that I really don't know is whether or not you watching this video right now as we speak have subscribed to the channel. We, as a collective unit, need 40,000 subscribers very soon, at least by the end of the year, boys. And I know a lot of y'all watching this video as we speak, I don't care who you are, but you need to subscribe to this channel and enjoy this vibe-worthy wave that we have going on current. If you're targeted to the party, all you need to do to catch up is subscribe to this channel, turn on that Mojofication bell, regardless if you've been subscribed or not, and also catch up with this year's mock draft or this year's draft coverage by watching my draft playlist over here. I have 16 going on, counting this video, 17 draft videos for all you to enjoy. I'm telling you right now, you don't want to miss out on this. Turn on that notification bell because in the month of November, I'm going to be attempting something that I haven't done in a very long time. Now, enough with the jibber jatter in the chat. I want you to go ahead and kick back because this is probably going to be a very long video as usual, and I want you to enjoy your vibe. Let's go. TV. Why am I wearing the jacket inside the house? It's like 12 a.m. Anything I do for the fit, bro. You'll never know who watching this. My future wife may be watching this video right now, bro.
Oh, it's a rerun.
With the first pick in the 2020 NBA draft,
Minnesota Timberwolves select
LaMelo Ball, but just in a trade has been made. The Wolves are sending LaMelo Ball and last year's first round pick Jarrett Culver plus a 2023 first round pick to the Chicago Bulls in exchange for Zach LaVine and also the 4th overall pick via Chicago. By doing this, Minnesota gains an efficient 25 point per game scoring athletic beast at the 2 guard. Now look, I did something very special for y'all, man. I don't really like to edit like that. That's a lie. I really don't like to do jersey swaps like that. That's also a lie. But guess what? I did my very first official jersey swap right here of Zach LaVine on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let me know what y'all think. I worked my butt off for this. Okay, I don't really know if I should have said that right now because that may have came off as very corny, and if it did, I'm sorry. But anyways, to get to the point, in my last mock draft video, if you didn't watch it, I still stand by that thought, by the way. I still think that something like that should happen, but I also think that something like this could and should happen as well. I have so many thoughts. With my last mock draft video, if you recall, I'm not going to go into details or specifics. If you want specifics, then bro, stop, pause this video and go watch my last video. Anyways, I just said that the Minnesota Timberwolves landed Ben Simmons. Some way, somehow, they got Ben Simmons, and I love that entire dynamic and duo. And I also still think that the Minnesota Timberwolves should strive for that and land someone like him who is a seamless fit next to Karl-Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. Now look, this is just another possible trade idea that I thought of because why? Well, the rumors scream out that Minnesota is probably going to trade away their first round pick, well, their first overall pick, because they've apparently been too shooketh to make a move, and I'm pretty sure they've been scarred by the pick that they made last year in Jarrett Culver. Even though I don't think he's bad, some people think he's horrible. I don't think he's horrible, whatever, that's not the point of the video. They want to trade away that pick for a player who can do some damage right now as we speak alongside Karl-Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. Now we've heard about all types of names that have been thrown out with the Minnesota Timberwolves about star players like Ben Simmons, as I just said. There's Victor Oladipo, James Harden has been thrown out there by me, and I'm sure there's been plenty more out there that I don't know about that you probably probably know about. And if you do know about that, I want you to comment about that down below. So Minnesota doesn't want to F this up, and they'd rather have a finished product. And this finished product that they have specifically right here is a product that they originally sold off for some idiotic reason. Now, big three of Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, and Zach LaVine isn't as potent as a potential Ben Simmons or a James Harden or even a Victor Oladipo trio. But this one right here isn't bad at all. Offensively, I have little to no questions about this at all because they all work off of each other very well. All three of these guys right here are good to elite shooters. Karl Anthony Towns out here, he's probably the best shooting big man that we've ever seen. D'Angelo Russell is of course a good shooter, and Zach LaVine just shot like 38% from three on damn near 8 attempts per game. He's elite as well. Offensively, they're going to be one of the more exciting teams to watch and one of the better trios out there as well. But here's where I have my worries, my doubts, and my fears. The defensive end. None of these dudes are great defenders, but I won't worry too much about those issues just as much because Minnesota can fix these issues because, hold on, let me get right there, they have the 4th overall pick. Don't forget about that. And also there's the offseason that they can get to as well. With the 4th overall pick, they can select some defensive beasts that we don't know about just yet because we haven't gone to that point of the video. But we will in due time as long as you stick around. With the 2nd overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft,
The Charlotte Hornets select
Anthony Edwards. But once again, another trade has just been made. This time around, the Hornets are trading up to get their hands on that man Anthony Edwards in exchange for their 3rd overall pick and 2 future 2nd rounders. Now, I ain't gonna lie about y'all, but to me, this has Michael Jordan written all over it. Now, Michael Jordan has been viewed as one of the worst, no, probably the worst GM, not really GM, but the worst owner in terms of having his hands all over the place in the entire NBA. The Hornets are the worst franchise in the entire NBA, and it's mostly because of Michael Jordan, MJ. Now look, when it comes to this, I ain't gonna lie, I think this actually may be a good move for Michael Jordan because Anthony Edwards is literally oozing potential, and you cannot be mad at something like that. Michael Jordan was a 2-guard, Anthony Edwards is a 2-guard, an uber athletic 2-guard just like Michael Jordan was, and I'm sure MJ believes that he can do something to make it all click in all cylinders in Anthony Edwards' mind. If there's anybody who can train someone to be more intense, more focused on the defensive end and just overall as a whole, it's going to be Michael Jordan. And not only do I like the encore fit with PJ Washington and Devontae Graham and all them boys, I said all them boys like they got hella options, really those 2 boys, it is definitely Anthony Edwards. I like the potential over there, I like the swagger, and I like the fit. It's an exciting future if you ask me. Oh yeah, shout out to Miles Bridges too, no disrespect. With the 3rd overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft,
Golden State Warriors select
Benny of Dia. By far the most popular trend that I've been seeing when it comes to 2020 NBA mock drafts is seeing people go ahead and assign James Wiseman to the Golden State Warriors. Now, I don't really understand that. The Warriors never really sought after a great big man outside of DeMarcus Cousins, which was just a bargain deal, by the way. It was a why not type of thing. But this right here is not no type of bargain deal. This is a very important seismic asset that they have in their hands right now, and they just can't be toying around with it. And I believe selecting someone like James Wiseman would be quite reckless and you'd be toying around with it. Not because I think James Wiseman is a bad player. No, he's not a bad player at all. But if we keep it a buck, we both know why they're selecting James Wiseman. It's because they want some type of big body to be able to contain that man Anthony Davis or someone like Nikola Jokic, who is also making very loud noise in the Western Conference and just the entire NBA as a whole. Now here's my thing and here's my take on this. There is not a single soul in the entire world who can guard Anthony Davis and Nikola Jokic. So why even select a young prospect like him? Put all that pressure on him and try to do it. Why? It doesn't make sense to me. By going by Golden State's history and what they tend to do, I believe that they're staying true to themselves. And they're selecting another wing player. And in this video, I believe that wing player would be Denny Avdija. But if not Denny, I believe it's some other good wing player, point blank, period. But in this video, it's Denny Avdija. And I believe Denny Avdija fits damn near perfectly seamlessly in this role right here. Now, Denny is not going to be asked to go ahead and average like 15 points per game off rip. But no, that's not his role. I believe that he's there to run, dunk, play defense, and also shoot the ball pretty well. He's not going to be given a big role at all, but he's going to be given a very important key role if you ask me. His team defense is very underrated, his passing is underrated, and also him in transition as a whole and how he can find people at the 3-point line is also very underrated. So that's why I believe that this is pretty much a match made in heaven. I don't think Denny is better than at least like 5-6 of the guys in this NBA draft, in the lottery at least, but I believe that when it comes to pure fit, that man Denny fits better than anybody you can think of outside of maybe Onyeka Okoro in this draft for the Golden State Warriors. With the 4th overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft,
Chicago Bulls select
Onyeka Okoro. But if you remember, the Minnesota Timberwolves just grabbed the Chicago Bulls pick, so really, the Minnesota Timberwolves are taking Onyeka Okoro. Do you remember just a few minutes ago about how I worry for the Minnesota Timberwolves defense? Well, he's pretty much a part of the answer to the huge question that they have. Onyeka Okoro is the best, he may be the best defensive player in this draft if Isaac Okoro didn't exist. But sadly he does, but that's beside the point. Onyeka Okoro is just about a seamless fit next to someone like Karl-Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, and Zach LaVine. The only real question that I have about Big O is his passing ability, which could come. You never know. It's a hit or miss when you come to these type of prospects, but also his shot. That's also a real question as well. But with all this spacing that he's gonna have on this team with D'Lo, Cat, and also Zach LaVine, I'm not worried about that at all, and neither should the Minnesota Timberwolves. They just need that man to block shots and cover everything that Karl-Anthony Towns cannot do. With the 5th pick in the 2020 NBA draft,
The Cleveland Cavaliers select
Isaac Okoro. Now, I don't think there's really much to say about Isaac Okoro. As I said just a few seconds ago, that man is just about, he may be the best defender in this class. Now, there are definitely some major questions about his game, just about how good of a scorer can he be, can he shoot the ball, and also how effective can the way he scores in the NBA be. These are all very serious and worrisome questions. These type of questions tend to stop players from being real quality players and just limit their role on teams. And Isaac Okoro, I wouldn't be surprised if he just ended up being a decent, okay, good role player. I think the Cavs look past by that because of the certain needs that they have on their team. They pretty much all suck at defense and have just about no other options up until this point in the NBA draft, unless someone like Big O was available, which I kind of doubt he would be. Okay, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not recording this on an entirely different day. So what happened was my camera died, but I'm going to act like it didn't die because I'm still on the same vibe. And I'm gonna make sure that you're on the same vibe too. So as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by this weak battery pack. With the 6th overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft,
the Atlanta Hawks select
Obi Toppin. But another trade has indeed just been made. Mojo, oh my god, I think I finally found my bag. Because this right here, these many trades so early into the draft is madness. Thanks to one of us, our kind of supporter brought up this 3-team trade right here that I thought was too brilliant to not bring upon this platform for you guys. This 3-team trade involves teams like the Indiana Pacers, the Hawks of course, and also the New Orleans Pelicans. The Hawks are sending the 6th overall pick to the Pacers, and the Pacers are sending away Miles Turner to the Pelicans in return to the Hawks for Lonzo Ball. Complicated trade? Yes, but not really, because I'm about to break this down for you. So you may be wondering, why are the Hawks even considering this? There's plenty of other great guards and players left. There's guys like Tyrese Maxey, Tyrese Halliburton, Killian Hayes, and even James Wiseman. Well, as a Hawks fan who watched just about 90% of the Hawks game played this past season, I can tell you that we need a player like Lonzo Ball next to Trae Young for a multitude of reasons. Now, to get the most obvious reason out the way, bro, Trae Young is just about the worst defender in the NBA, and I ain't gonna lie, as a Hawks fan, I have to say that he is the worst. And Lonzo Ball, as most of us know, is one of the better defensive guards in the NBA because the man is like 6'6", and he also has great elite instincts. So that's number one. We need a great defensive 2 guard next to Trae Young, and I believe Lonzo can play that role. Now, another thing that a lot of people don't realize about Trae Young is how ball dominant he is. Being a ball dominant player isn't really that bad in the NBA. The most ball dominant guys are guys like LeBron, James Harden, and even Luka Doncic, and all those guys are some of the best players in the NBA. But a lot of Hawks fans and insiders in the NBA have separated Trae from that group. Now, the one thing that Trae can do that just about nobody in the NBA, outside of maybe 3-4 people, can do is shoot threes from dumb deep. Trae has that ability. LeBron, Luka, Harden, they don't. And if Trae was able to utilize his ability to move around off ball, run around screens, do Steph-like things, then the Hawks offense would be so much better. And defense wouldn't be able to key in on Trae Young as often. We need to get our hands on someone this offseason who could take pressure off Trae Young. That's all we ask for, that's all we need. And I'm sorry, someone like Kevin Huerter, who is a great young player, great 2 guard, I love that man. He's not it for Trae Young, and he cannot be the one to take pressure off of him. And also, you know, he's not a great defender at all either. So not only can Lonzo Ball help take off a lot of pressure off of Trae Young, but he can also unlock his game and unlock an extra part of the Hawks offense. Also, we've been looking for a backup PG. Now, Brandon Goodwin's a great player, but I mean, like, I'd rather have Lonzo Ball on the floor at all times whenever Trae Young is not on the floor. So Lonzo can also play the backup point guard position also. Now, when it comes to Lonzo and Trae Young sharing the court, one thing thing that I really love about Lonzo Ball is that he's not ball dominant. Yes, he needs a ball in his hand, but he's a quick instinctual passer. He doesn't pound the air out of the ball like LeBron does sometimes, or James Harden or Luke, and all those types of great passes that we normally see in the NBA. No, he makes quick passes. I just love the way he sees the defense, sees the offense, and just how of an unselfish player Lonzo is. And I ain't gonna lie, I need all of that. I need big baller brand in my life in Atlanta. I need it. Now for the Indiana Pacers, outside of like the Minnesota Timberwolves, they've been one of the most heavily invested teams into the trade circuit. For some reason, they keep on popping up on the trade block. The most recent rumor that I saw on my timeline on Twitter, by the way, follow me on Twitter, I saw that they were interested in that man get Gordon Hayward. Why? I don't know. But it feels like they're eventually going to be parting ways with Miles Turner and probably even Victor Oladipo too. Those two have been in so many trade rumors, and Victor Oladipo has came out and he posted this. He didn't post this video, but this video was on Instagram. It was on Instagram Live with someone discussing his future and what he wanted to do in the NBA. And of course, that was to win. Take a look.
Oh, me, man, I'm all about winning. And I feel like that's what you're defined as in this game. You know, a lot of people say they don't play for the money, but that's what I live and breathe by. Like, I just want to be the greatest. I want people to talk, to have my name amongst the greats. And in order to do that, you got to get rings. You got to have trophies. You know what I'm saying? Not saying like Charles Barkley ain't a great player, but you know, at the end of the day, I want to be able to show my kids when I have them how great of a player I was. And in order to do that, you got to show them some hardware. So that's what I'm locked in on doing, man. I want some hardware, and I want a lot of hardware. You feel me? So
smart choice, and you deserve it because
Because of that video, I feel like the Pacers are going to be more inclined to move on from Victor Oladipo. They don't want to pay that man that big bag, and also Victor Oladipo wants to win. They're not right for each other. So with that being taken into consideration, they're probably going to try to move away from Miles Turner. Not like he's a bad player on a bad contract, no. He's actually the complete opposite of that. But I can just see them moving on from someone like Miles Turner. For what reason, I don't know. It really doesn't make no sense. But they've also been rumored to want to play Domantas Sabonis at the center spot. And they could do that with Miles Turner out the way and bring in a young power forward who's, for some weird reason, really popular to NBA fans, Obi Toppin. I kind of think that he's overrated, but hey, I'm gonna save that for my next video. So there's that for the Atlanta Hawks and the Pacers. Now as for the New Orleans Pelicans, who are trading away that man Lonzo Ball, I ain't gonna lie, seeing that Zion to Lonzo Ball connection just be lost and gone kind of hurts, but that can be replaced because of John Collins and Lonzo Ball. But anyways, enough with the jokes. Losing Zoa actually does hurt. Losing his three-point shooting and his quick passes and his defense really hurt. But adding a three-point shooting, shot blocking 5 next to Zion Williamson doesn't hurt in one bit at all. And I feel like finding someone like Miles Turner is way harder than finding a replacement for Lonzo Ball. With the 7th overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft,
The Detroit Pistons select
Killian Hayes. Now, if you guys been watching my draft videos, once again, bro, watch my playlist. You would know that I'm damn near in love with Killian Hayes. No homo. In previous draft videos, the man was a top 4, worst case scenario, top 6 pick. But in this video, he's top 7 because of all the following things that happened leading up to this point. I believe the Detroit Pistons get exactly what they're looking for and what they need at this spot. Now, one thing that I kind of worry about and kind of fear is that Killian Hayes may not be ready to take on all these struggles of Detroit on his back, because he seems like not too much of a confident player. And I realize that confidence coming into a poopy situation is very, very important and key. Look at someone like Tyler Hero compared to someone like Cam Reddish. Now I understand that both of their situations are completely different, but if these two were to switch teams, I'm pretty sure that Tyler Hero would still be performing just as well and Cam Reddish would be kind of shaky. And I think that's purely based upon how much confidence these two have. I think they both have pretty similar skills, and hell, I may say Cam Reddish is more skilled than Tyler Hero, just that Tyler Hero has that crazy confidence that actually affects the way he plays basketball. And same thing for Cam Reddish, he doesn't play basketball well. But anyways, I'm going off of a whole different tangent here. All I'm trying to say is that Killian Hayes is going to be a great fit in Detroit, and also that man Sekou Doumbouya gets to hang out with his French brother. W. With the 8th overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft,
the New York Knicks select
Tyrese Halliburton. The New York Knicks get a solid pick, and honestly, they couldn't have chose any better once it came to this point in the draft. The Knicks need a solid point guard and can't keep on waiting for that man Frank Ntilikina forever. I feel like someone like Tyler Halliburton would be one of the first pieces of consistency that they have in their entire organization. Someone who can come in every night, give you maybe 10 to 12 points in his rookie year, along with maybe like 5-4 assists. He's a great fit next to that man RJ Barrett, and also he's a great passer. He's just a great all-around prospect that nobody can actually hate him. With the 8th pick in the 2020 NBA draft,
Detroit Pistons select
Tyrese Maxey. Kentucky ties, Kentucky ties, Kentucky ties. Now, if you watch one of my last draft videos, bro, I keep on referencing to my last draft video, bro. Just get yourself up to date and stop slacking, alright? I believe that Tyrese Maxey is one of the more underrated prospects in this draft, and because of his situation in Kentucky, there has been a repetitive pattern within so many young guards' careers. I believe that Tyrese Maxey may be one of those young guards who may fall lower in the draft than he's actually supposed. And also, I feel like the future of someone like Bradley Beal is quite unsure, and that's the Wizards were to eventually trade Bradley Beal, even though he says he wants to stay there. His words really don't mean nothing. And scooping up someone like Tyrese Maxey on the low is a pretty good place to pick up from. Tyrese's stock has risen, and I believe that in the NBA, at the very worst scenario, he'll be a great six-man. Even if he settles to only be that in the NBA, the Washington Wizards could very well use someone like that. With the 10th overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft,
Phoenix Suns select
Tyra Lewis. Something that happened a couple years ago that I just noticed and thought was pretty funny was that the Phoenix Suns missed out on selecting De'Aaron Fox in the NBA draft. Now, in this year's NBA draft, 4 years later, they have a chance to select someone who's been heavily compared to him. That's Tyra Lewis. I've been eyeing this man for at least the past 6-7 months, and his draft stock has been steady on the rise, and now I believe that he is going to be a lottery pick. He's just way too talented of a guard with not that many weaknesses, and I believe him alongside Devin Booker in the long-term future could heavily pay off for the Phoenix Suns. With the 12th overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft,
the Sacramento Kings select
Devin Vassell. Now, to be honest, I've been kind of shaky on Devin Vassell. In my last mock draft video, I believe I had him as the 6th overall pick, but because of some tragic, atrocious video that happened to be on the internet sometime 2 weeks ago, take a look.
Fake. That's fake.
It's a fake?
Yeah. That's Photoshop. That's fake. On my mama, that's fake. On my heart, on my life, my little brother's grave, I could die right now. That's fake.
Yeah, I'm kind of shaky on his draft stock now. But I still think that a team like the Sacramento Kings could use someone like him, because who the hell knows what's going on with that man, Buddy Hield. The 13th overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft,
the New Orleans Pelicans select
Tyra. Now, as some of you remember, I want to say all of you, but I remember that some of you just have very bad memory, so let me refresh your mind. Earlier in the video, I had the Atlanta Hawks being a part of a 3-team trade, and one of those teams a part of the 3-team trade was the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, the New Orleans Pelicans gave up Lonzo Ball, but they didn't give up Lonzo Ball for no reason. In this draft and in this trade, they realized that losing someone like Lonzo Ball really wouldn't be that much of a hurt for them or a pain in the behind, because there's someone like Tyrell Terry, my bad, who fits perfectly alongside someone like Drew Holiday, Zion Williamson, and Brandon Ingram. Now, he's definitely not as good of a defender nor a passer as Lonzo Ball, but passing is one of his strengths, and also 3-point shooting is one of his biggest strengths too. And I view him as a possible potential replacement for that man Lonzo Ball. Now, it may take a few years or it may take a season or two. Who knows? That's just how it is with all of these draft prospects. I just think that Terry could be an investment well worth putting money into. With the 14th and last pick in this 2020 NBA mock draft,
the Boston Celtics select
Aaron Nesmith. In the NBA these days, I believe a big elite shooting wing is always a good investment. Why wouldn't you take someone like Aaron Nesmith if he's fallen all the way to 14? Something else that gives me more reason as to why Aaron Nesmith will be taken by the Boston Celtics come the 14th pick, because that man Gordon Hayward has been tossed around in trade rumors, and I just feel like he isn't that wanted no more in Boston, because the man is like coming off of the bench now. And someone who may not be a great replacement right away, but eventually 3-4 years from now, Aaron Nesmith could be a very, very good pickup right now. I don't think Boston fans want to watch Semi Ojeleye continue to try to shoot threes from the perimeter anymore, or have to see Grant Big Body Williams have to do something that he's not really capable of. Let that man Aaron Nesmith live in the corner or the top of the key and just give defenses hell. This was my 2020 NBA mock draft, my updated 2020 NBA mock draft. This is probably going to be my last one until the NBA draft comes, or who knows, I may just mess around and drop another one with, of course, different trades, different deals on the table. But if you didn't already, I really want you to subscribe to this channel. Also, leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. Oh yeah, definitely share this video and tell your friends about this entirely new great vibe that I'm on, boys. I really appreciate you. In November, I'm going to be doing something that I've never done before, and I just need y'all to follow me on Instagram. Give me that daily motivation. And outside of everything that I just said, what really matters is you making your day great. But until then, boys, I'll get right with you.
No way, remember back when I couldn't get a play, no home, I ain't have a place to stay, I got to work, made it free the way, Show my girl who the